Happy Thursday, everybody. It is your girl, Vanity. Come in, come in, come in. Have a seat, get comfortable, because we're going to talk about this Vanderpump Rules Part 3 reunion. It was explosive last night, and what we have all been waiting for happened. We finally got Raquel to come out, and it was very, very interesting. So I want to have a little bit of dialogue with you guys. I want all of your opinions. I want to see what you guys thought. I want to see if you guys thought that they took it too easy on Raquel, if they were too hard on her. What do you guys think? What are your opinions? And I also want to know your opinions on what you think is the next season is going to bring, because I have my own personal opinions about that. Before we get into the video, please like, subscribe. Again, I'm going to keep re-emphasizing that I'm growing my page. I'm loving this. Share with a friend. Please, 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 let's get me into this YouTube algorithm so that I can continue to bring you guys great content and commentary on everything from traveling. You know, I love to travel, fitness, reality TV, all the things with all the stars in the world, and, you know, just random things that I kind of just want to talk to you guys about off the cuff of my mind, or whatever that's happening in the world or in my life. Okay, so again, like and subscribe. So let's get into this part 3 reunion of Vanderpump Rules. So again, if you stumbled across this video and you are not watching Vanderpump Rules, what are you doing with your life? Now, a little bit about me. Well, let me just say this. Let's just keep it real, all the way real, because that's what we like to do over here on this channel. Not a lot of black people watch Vanderpump Rules, y'all. And I'm working really, really hard and trying to change that, because this is an amazing show. But again, my channel is not just for black women. I love all of y'all. So, I mean, if you're not watching Vanderpump Rules, I really, really encourage you to do it, because it is the best show on, the second best show. I would say next to Married to Medicine, I think Vanderpump Rules is the second best show that's on Bravo. Now, me, I have been watching for the last 10 years, so I'm like really, really invested. There have been a lot of changes between season 8 and 10 of Vanderpump Rules. That's a whole other subject for another video. We won't even get into that. But I will say, out of the 10 seasons, they have had one not so great season, which was season 9. So if you want to start, which I do encourage you to do, start from season 1 up until now. You guys will get your life. You'll be able to binge it, you know, get some snacks, take the weekend to binge, because, baby, season 10 with all the Sandoval things has been amazing. So just really quickly, we all know, if you are familiar with what's going on with Vanderpump Rules, you know the Sandoval of it all. You know what happened with, you know, Tom Sandoval, him having an affair, which I'm going to be honest, they say it's 8 months. He's been messing around with Raquel way longer than 8 months, okay? I don't care what they say, especially with the ending of it. I'm not going to go over every detail of this part 3 of the reunion. We're going to get into the juicy parts, and we're going to kind of dissect just, you know, kind of the interaction that Raquel had when she came out onto the episode. So when Raquel came out, you know, she hadn't seen the cast since the news broke of Sandoval, of her having an affair with Tom Sandoval. She hadn't seen the cast since the news broke. I think maybe between when the reunion was shot and when the world found out about this explosive news. I think it might have been like a month. So of course she comes out. Nobody's looking at her. Raquel looked great. She sits down. Initially Andy told her to sit next to Tom Sandoval, and Ariana was like, no, ma'am, she wasn't having that. You sit right next to Tom Schwartz. So that's what she did. She sat next to Tom Schwartz. She came out, and of course, you know, she comes out being apologetic, and she's saying that she's feeling disgraceful, and et cetera, et cetera. Now, what I will say, because Raquel is disgraceful in what she's done as far as cheating with her best friend's, you know, longtime partner, that is disgusting. But I will give her a little bit of credit, because throughout this last episode, Ariana was getting in that ass, okay? She was giving it to her left and right, calling her abysmal, diabolical, all of these different things. And Raquel was taking it, as she should have. She did something disgusting, and of course Ariana was very, very upset with her. She was getting on her, and Raquel was just taking. She was taking jab, left, right, you know, hook, you know, whatever, uppercut. She was taking all of the blows. what I will say to you guys is that, number one, I am not a psychologist, okay? I don't claim to be, but I've watched enough IDT, Snapped, all of the little crime shows to identify a sociopath when I see one. Raquel's a sociopath. And if, in case you don't know what a sociopath is someone who lacks empathy, human emotion, any type of care and concern for other people's feelings. They do things and it's kind of like they could care less of how you take that, how it affects your life. They have no emotion, just stone wall, stone face, and that is Raquel. Raquel could care less about how any of this affected her. She's making moves in her life as if she's not doing anything wrong. But I'm actually worried for Raquel even more so than I was before, because I think that there's something wrong. I don't know who her OGs are or what positive women she has in her life that are older than her, because she's still relatively young compared to the rest of the cast. I think she's like 27 or 28. But Raquel needs a real woman to come into her life and school her, in addition to talking to a pastor, and she needs to be in long-time therapy, because just the way that Raquel carries herself, the way that she talks, just her total dismissal of like everything involving this situation is problematic, and it's actually really, really scary. Like, Raquel gives me like she would commit she would delete someone and like try to get away with it. That's what Raquel gives me, and it's actually scary, and it's actually really, really sad. And so I hope that Raquel is in some long-term care. Supposedly she was, but I think that there was one question that nobody asked her last night that I wish that they would have asked. And that was, because, Raquel, of course, was very, very apologetic. I'm so sorry. What I did was wrong. I was terrible. I don't know what I was thinking. I should have never done it. But if I was Ariana, what I would have said is, okay, so you say that you're wrong for, having a months-long affair with Tom, who I've been with for 9 or 10 years. You say it was wrong. So if you know it's wrong, stop. Stop right now. If you love me and you cared about me like you say you do, and you know what you have done is wrong, why don't you stop seeing him right now? You know it's wrong. You see the backlash that's happened, that's come about from all this. Stop talking to him and stop dating him right now. She didn't say that, and I wish that somebody would have said that to her, and maybe they did and they just edited it out. I don't know. I doubt it, because I feel like they would have shown that had someone asked her that last night. But I would have said, okay, so you know what you're doing is wrong. You've been wrong as hell for almost a year at this point. Stop talking to him right now. Nobody asked that, and I wish that somebody would have put her on the spot, because we know what the answer would have been. She said she's in love with Tom. They asked, Andy cracks me up. Tom, the way he says, Tom, are you in love with Raquel? And so, stuttering Stanley, Tom, it took him like a good 15 seconds to answer. We knew that, Lala's in the corner. Well, it's not that difficult of a question. It's not rocket science, just answer. We knew the answer. Like, we know they're in love with each other. So the thing is that you feel bad about it, but you don't feel bad enough to stop. And that is the problem. Like, you feel terrible, but you don't feel that terrible, because, bitch, you're going to keep talking to him. You're going to keep dating him. Y'all going to keep sleeping together. A, B, C, D, and the list goes on. And the same, Tom's trash. We know that they're both trash, but that was the question of the evening that I wish they would have put her on the spot and asked her about that. So, she gets into a sparring match with Lala. They're kind of talking about how Lala was a mistress. And side note, Lala, you were a mistress, girl. Own it. Like, I will agree with Raquel. She was dropping little nuggets and gems. She said, girl, you're trying to like rewrite history. And this is my thing. I think that Lala, people would just like leave you alone about it if you would just say, you know what, I was dead ass wrong too. But again, two things can be true at once. Because Lala's situation really has nothing to do with this. But obviously, Raquel and Tom, they kind of want some of the heat off of themselves. And so they're like kind of attacking, Lala about being a mistress. Lala, you were a mistress. It is what it is. You were wrong. It's okay. I mean, it's not okay that you're a mistress. What I'm saying, it's okay to grow from it and make changes. You were wrong. You see what, Randall ended up doing to you. And it's okay to say, I was wrong as hell, and I'm paying for it now, but I'm making changes and I'm changing my life. I feel like, Lala, if you would just keep it a buck and do that, like when you own what's happening to you, other people can't use it as a weapon against you. And I think that that's what's missing, and people want you to just say that one good time and then like just dead it and leave it alone. So Lala, like, stop saying you're not a mistress. You are, like, or you were one. You know, you can grow from it and change your life. And Lala, I like you, but I just want you to acknowledge, yes, you were a mistress. Like, stop. He was married. He wasn't separated from that woman at the time you met. You were dating him knowingly, knowing all of this. And it's fine. He was rich. You were young. We get it. But just own it so you can move forward. Okay, we don't have to talk about that anymore. We're going to put that to bed, right? But at the same time, you know, Raquel yelling to James and Lala saying, well, you guys did it. It's not the same, Raquel. Lala has never seen it for you. She's never liked you. I think there was, I forget what season, it might have been season 8 or 7, where you guys kind of made a truce and she called you like a Bambi-eyed Barbie, whatever she said, and then after that, I think she apologized and you guys made a truce and you guys decided to move forward. That doesn't mean y'all are friends. That just says, okay, well, I'm gonna be cordial with you. But Lala has been very vocal on her disdain for you since the beginning of you coming on the show. So again, we're not condoning the fact that James cheated on Raquel and that Lala cheated on Randall. We're not saying any of that's right. But what I am saying is that she had no loyalty to you. She was not friends with you. She didn't like you. She really despised you. So with those factors, you cannot compare them cheating to what you did to Ariana, because you and Ariana was like thick as thieves. Y'all were tight and y'all were very, very close. So, and the way that like you went about it, Raquel, is what makes it so bad. You were baiting Ariana for half of the season, like trying to get intel from her very sneakily to try to see, oh, you know, when they kind of showed the scenes in this last episode that we kind of forgot about because they were, you know, I mean, it's so much that's happened. Raquel, you were like trying to get information from Ariana to see what was really happening in her relationship with Tom. All the while, you were planting seeds in her head about ways that or reasons she probably should rethink her relationship. That is sick. You're doing that to someone who lost one of her, I think it was her grandma or grandfather just passed, lost her dog. You know that Ariana deals with different anxiety and different emotional issues. And not to mention, Ariana has been vocally going so hard for you, sticking up for you when because Lala has always like saw through your BS. Sticking up for you, praising you, saying how beautiful of a person you are, you know, going against Katie, you know, telling Katie, well, look, basically like you have your issues with her, but I love her. I embrace her. She's my best friend. All of this. And you are stabbing her in the back, sleeping with her man while she goes to a funeral. So we have the fact that you are getting intel from her, putting seeds in her mind to try to really, let's keep it real, to break up with Tom. You're doing that. And then all the while you're sleeping with her partner in her house while she's at a funeral. Then you have the nerve to take your trifling ass to a jewelry store on camera. And then you bought like the literal same like lightning bolt necklace as Tom. And these are just the things that we saw. Then we see you're taking trips with him, girl. You went home with him for Christmas, and then you went, like you were there around New Year's. You probably spent all the holidays with him. And this woman is taking up for you and loving you while you are treating her like this. Like, I've never seen cheating to this magnitude and level in my life. And we know it happens, but I've never seen anything like this, ever. And you cannot use the excuse, regardless of the issues that Ariana and Tom were having, Raquel, you cannot excuse what you are doing because of their issues. Because we know Tom is trash. We don't have to run down the list. Tom should have left Ariana if he was unhappy, because we don't like the narrative. It's like Tom has been planting seeds in our mind too about trying to warm us up to reasons why he has did this to justify it. And it's not cool. So again, you know, this last part was very, very interesting. We see Sheena, she's in her trailer because y'all have this ridiculous, what is it called, child? Oh my God, what is it called? Y'all know what she filed on Sheena. I'm having a brain fart right now. I can't think of it. But you cannot be around Sheena right now. So Sheena's watching in the trailer with James's girlfriend and her husband, and they're in disbelief, and they're just like, you know, they want to see more emotion from you. And it's, again, that's why I'm like, that's that sociopathic behavior, restraining order, y'all. I knew the word, I just couldn't think of it. That's that sociopathic behavior that I was talking about. So again, you're defending yourself. I actually think the cast took it pretty easy on you. Oh, really quickly, I gotta watch the clock, you guys, because I got a meeting at 2:00. One thing that I really want to mention, and I was talking to my friend about this, although James gets on my nerves because he's immature and brash and loud for no reason, but what I will say is, I don't like how people are disregarding James's feelings. Yes, the way that Ariana has been done in this is so foul and dirty. We have established that. But James's treatment is almost as bad. And I'll tell you why. James was engaged to this woman. James was still in love with this woman. And I believe that today, James is still in love with Raquel. And that's okay. You're with this woman 5, 6, 7 years or however long. You wanted to marry her because he wanted to marry her. Raquel breaks it off. Whose feelings just turn off like a faucet? Like, you know how long it takes people to get over people? So James did what most men do. When they go through a breakup, he got a rebound, because that's what old girl is. She's a rebound. I mean, he might be fond of her now, but like, she was a rebound. He got with her like literally 3 weeks after Raquel broke off their engagement. He wasn't over Raquel. I don't care what James says. He puts up a tough front. He's trying to, but we see right through it. He wasn't over her, okay? Like, and he shouldn't have been. I mean, because when you really love someone, it could take you years. And honestly, in my observation, it takes men take breakups worse than women, okay? And so naturally, he's not over it. So for him to see Raquel behaving like this, and then for him to have Tom, Tom, stop. You were trying this whole reunion to downplay your relationship with James. You and James were tight. So he probably looks up to you as a big brother. You freaking paid for his engagement, which is like, you did him dirty. And so I think that because James just acts so irrational all the time, he should be coddled too, is my point, because he has gone through a loss that probably felt like a death to him. Regardless, James acts ridiculous, but when you love someone and you're at the point where you want to spend your life with them, because I do believe that James felt like that about Raquel. They break your heart, break the engagement, and move on and start effing all your friends and all this stuff that he had to see this season. That's hard. And then all of this that has happened, like, I feel for James too. Like, he's going through it too. And, you know, I feel for him because we've all had our heart broken. We all know what it feels like to be hurt very deeply by someone who you love with everything in you. James is still in love with Raquel today. What's today? June 8th, 2023. He's still in love with that girl. And again, he should be. It takes time to get over someone. James, I'm certain that he hasn't healed properly. He had no business taking his ass and getting in a relationship with that girl. And I'm sorry, Allie is her name. Allie, you know too. You aren't going to admit it, and I get it. It's fine. You're on a TV show. He showed you this whole season that he wasn't over Raquel. Because when a man is over someone, they don't act like that. They're not triggered by everything. Everything bothered him. Schwartz's comment when they were at the beach about the making fun and poking fun about the engagement. Rachella. You know, James is trying to act like it was because of his DJ gig. No, James was upset because that engagement meant something to him, and he still loves Raquel, and he wanted to marry her. So anyway, I just had to say that because I feel like, again, because of how James acts, we don't give him grace in this situation, but he was hurt too. So, again, and he's so extra, and it's like, James, have several seats. Like, we want him to sit down. But again, I feel for him as well, almost as much as Ariana. So anyway, I digress. I had to point that out because I don't see a lot of people saying this when I'm watching the different commentary on the show. But we should feel for James as well, regardless of his, ridiculous antics. He's also been hurt in the situation very, very deeply as well. So again, all of this happened. It was back and forth with Lala, Raquel, Ariana got in her ass, whatever. Tom, really quickly, Tom, you're so trash for that comment when Ariana made reference that you guys had still been sleeping together after you started sleeping with Raquel, and you were like, yeah, I mean, it was so great because you kept your shirt on. First of all, who don't, like, when you're in a long-term relationship, especially if y'all are sleeping together and the guy, you tooted up on him a little bit, and he, you guys it's 3 a.m. Sometimes women, we sleep in a big shirt, and he does what he does. Everybody has done that and kept their shirt on, Tom. Like, it's not like that is not a regular thing in relationships, but I think that that Ariana's insecurities about her body, and I think that was a way for you to like dig and stab at her, and that was real whack. That was terrible. I don't know why you're so mad at Ariana. It's so bizarre. You're so angry with her when you're in the wrong, and it's frustrating. It's frustrating to watch. It's like, dude, you're in the wrong, and you taking it out on her, and you have done all of this stuff. So anyway, I had to say that. So again, we had all of this back and forth, whatever, at the end of it, Raquel apologizes, and they escort her off because they're going to bring Sheena back. And then, Raquel goes about her business, she leaves. So I'm going to just jump right to this last little 5 minutes. So Raquel does her final exit interview. The reunion's over, and she does her interview. So she admits that like the affair was going on longer than, they initially said. She says that Tom, and we knew he's been coaching her, but she says that Tom, because he didn't want to hurt Ariana more than he already has, told her to kind of lie about the dates, right? So she said that in Mexico at Sheena's wedding, that they slept together several times while they were there. So she not only kissed Schwartz there, she kissed Schwartz in Mexico, and then she slept with Tom several times while she was there. So we know that. And then she said, like, after filming went off, like, things just really picked up. So we again, I'm not surprised. Like, that wasn't breaking news. I was surprised she admitted it, but we all knew, like, the time frames the math wasn't mathing. But this was the kicker right here, y'all. Child, this girl gonna ask Tom. She says to Tom, well, she said, oh, he's gonna kill me for saying this. She said, I even asked Tom if, I could be the third. And I love Ariana, and I'm in love with Tom. So, I mean, it just seemed like it would make sense. And so Tom was like, no. Like, Ariana's not going to go for that. And I'll be honest with you. At that moment, that's when I knew, okay, like, we know something's wrong with Raquel, but her even thinking that was an option, like, I feel bad for her. She was actually wanting to know if Ariana would have been with it to have her be like the sister wife. What? Huh? Yeah, man. And then again, she admitted that, she had been to St. Louis. She met his mama. And Tom, your mama ain't shit either. And Ariana, you should send her a little scathing text message because his mom knew. You could tell. Like, his mama knew. And granted, his mom can't control what he does, but, like, how you as a mom gonna, like, know what's going on and know the situation and know Ariana and then, like, invite this other woman to your house? If that was my son, I would be like, look, I don't want to involve. Look, I'm not expecting his mama to snitch on him, but, like, you're not bringing this heifer to St. Louis. Like, we're not doing that. I'm not going to enable this in any way. So Yeah, this reunion was really good. And so, in closing, what do y'all think is going to happen for next season? My thoughts are they have to bring Raquel back, right? Like, she has to come back. We have to see the follow through with like Tom and Raquel, and like she has to come back. But I'm worried. What I'm worried about is we see how adamant Ariana is about like, I'm never going to see her again. I'm not filming with anybody. And I know her influence that she has like on Lala. And again, Katie doesn't see it for Raquel anyway. James won't I'm just wondering like, how is that going to work with like nobody filming with those two? I think Sheena has said that she would be willing to do scenes, but like they're not going to be able to do group things. So I'm just curious, like, how is this gonna all play out? So you guys, tell me what you guys think, because they have to really make this next season juicy, and Raquel has to come back. So Bravo, whatever you need to pay her, you need to go ahead and fork it out and give her some coins. You're probably gonna have to pay everybody. I'm sure salary is gonna go up, and you need to go ahead and pay them because we were invested. We want to see. We want to know. So you guys, drop down in the comments. Let me know what you guys think about not only the reunion, but what are your thoughts on where they go from here? Like, how is season 11 going to play out? And do you guys think that we'll see the evolution of the relationship between Tom Sandoval and Raquel? So I was excited to bring you guys this commentary about this part 3. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share my channel and share my videos. And make sure you guys let me know your thoughts on the reunion as well, okay? I hope you guys have an excellent rest of your Thursday, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.